If you had to start your DJ business over again, what would you do differently? Hi, it's Bill. It's Creative License. And thanks again for sticking it out on this little dog and pony show that's been going on for so many years. If you could do me a favor and like it and share it and tell people about it and ding the bell, subscribe. What's all the other stuff you're supposed to do? I don't know. And be nice to my sponsors if you wouldn't mind. I'll list them in the comments below. So if you started your DJ business all over again, what would you do differently? It's an interesting question, isn't it? I saw it on Facebook, and before I read the comments, and in fact, I don't know if I did read the comments, I just kind of thought about it. What I do differently? It's kind of a baited question, isn't it? Because you know more now, right? You've been through it. You know what mistakes you've made, and you know what successes you've had and what you had to do it. And if you had to start again, you would know, right? But this is really what I want to have you think about. Not whether or not you would know what that thing is. And maybe you do. And if you do, you can write it in the comments below or send me a note. But you know that you've been doing this a while, right? And you know that who you are now and what your business is now is different than when you began. It's so different, in fact, that you are not the same person. You're just not. So for you to spend a lot of time thinking about what you might do differently makes you kind of look at your mistakes as a bad thing. and doesn't give you a chance to look at where you are right now. So here's a different exercise. You can take this on if you want to or not, but why not sit down and think about every single mistake you ever made? Write them down. And don't be shy and don't be worried about what you're writing, because the only person that's going to see this is you, right? From the moment you started doing this, what did you do that was a mistake? And then what were the other mistakes as you went? And make this whole list of things that you've done terribly and that you knew, or rather that you know now, are a mistake. Once you have that list, and it's probably going to be a few pages long, many of us, like myself, probably could fill up an entire folder of all the mistakes and the things that I've done wrong in my business. Now, once you have it, I'd like you to take a look at it and realize that with every mistake you made, you grew into a different DJ, a different business person, a different performer, a different family man or woman, a different person. Who you were when you began and who you are now can't really be described as something you can look and you can't compare those, right? What you would do differently, it'd be 1,000 things you would do differently if you started over. And most of them have to do with the business side of it or the marketing side of it, because those are probably the things that hold us back. You probably don't even take a minute to remember all the things that you did differently as a performer that help you be a better performer now than you ever have been. But you remember those marketing mistakes. You remember those times you lost money, right? But you were a kid. You did your best. And your best came with mistakes. And right now, after years of doing this, you're doing your best. And whether you're willing to admit it to other people or not, you're making mistakes. And with every mistake you make, you grow a little bigger, you get a little better, and you get a lot happier with who you are as a person, a performer, and a businessman. So instead of lamenting what you would have done differently, why not celebrate the person you are? Because you've become something extraordinary, and you were something extraordinary, and you've grown into something else extraordinary. Remember that, because the people aren't remembering that. They're talking about those discussions with other people, and you're comparing yourself to those people, and that doesn't celebrate you. That just makes you think that, geez, I should have done it different. Now you're kicking yourself. You shouldn't, because you're amazing. What do you think of this? Write down your comments below. Tell me that I'm full of it. I'm good. I'm Bill. This is Creative License, and I'll see you next week.